Well, hey, Heather. Hey, Chelsea. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited that we're sharing coffee and water and all of these things across several states. So that's awesome. And I'm excited for all of you to get to meet Heather today, get to hear her journey, get to have a glimpse into who Heather is and who she's becoming. So to kick it off, Heather, why don't you tell us who is Heather?
Well, I live in Nashville. I'm 22. I graduated from college from Taylor University in Indiana in January, but I'm walking in 2 weeks, I think. So graduating. I love to run, and I'm a project manager at a company that does marketing for companies. And what else?
What are some fun things about you? Wait, you said running.
I like to run.
And you just did a half marathon, right?
I just ran a half marathon, my 4th half marathon last weekend.
That's so cool.
It was a lot of fun, and I signed up the next weekend for another one in a year.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. What's your favorite kind of food?
Ooh, I'm the least picky eater ever. I love anything, but I think probably can you say like ethnic food? Is that like politically? I like that kind of food the best. Maybe because I eat it the least. So it's
really
always
good.
Chipotle also and pizza.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with those. So a fun fact, I actually met Heather for like a day this summer. Obviously, as you can see, Heather and Chelsea are in Nashville. I'm in Las Vegas. And this summer, I see this girl like on social media and through a mutual friend was connecting us. She's like, hey, I'm going to be in your area for a day. Can we meet up? So I was like, yeah. We meet, we talk. And since then, I have loved staying connected to Heather and getting to know her journey. It's super awesome. And Chelsea, why don't you share how you and Heather are connected?
So Heather and I guess, are connected through Crosspoint. And now that she moves, she's living here now, obviously. We watch movies together sometimes. And we're going to run a 5K next week together, next week. She's probably going to run it. I'm going to do a nice walk.
You got this.
Yeah, so that's how we know each other.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, you know, one of the main questions I love to ask women on their becoming journeys are, if you were sitting across from another woman on her own journey, kind of like what we're doing right now, what would you say to encourage her?
I think in short, I would say don't run away from your fears. I've had a lot of experience with just, I guess, being afraid. And I think everyone has. It's just a matter of if you're willing to admit it or not. And I've had a lot of fears in my life. And from little, like, I'm afraid of the dark and I'm afraid of heights, to big things like I'm afraid of getting close to people or, you know, stuff like that. And the little things I find that I'm almost attracted to. So, like, I'm afraid of heights, but I want to climb the highest building possible so I can, like, conquer that fear. But then the bigger fears, I mean, they're terrifying.
Yeah.
And, like, you get paralyzed and petrified.
Yeah.
And so one thing I've learned is that those fears can't control me, and they don't control me because, I mean, as followers of Christ, the fear can't, what am I trying to say? Fear can't
win.
And so, so something big that I would say to anyone, not just women, but to anyone, is don't let fear control you, because, I mean, you don't have to. You have God, and you have other people who can encourage you. There's all kinds of just amazing things you can do to not let fear control you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge.
So are there moments where you kind of recognize, oh yeah, I conquered that fear, so it's kind of like some sort of victory? And if there are those moments, like, how do you kind of celebrate them?
So yeah, definitely. I deal a lot with anxiety, just like really intense, crazy, like waking up in the middle of the night, panic attacks and anxiety and stuff like that. And I'm also a writer, which I probably should have said earlier. I love to write.
Yay!
And so I love to journal. Journaling is great. And so what I'll do is, like, especially when I'm in those like periods of time or phases when I'm really struggling with anxiety, I journal a lot. And so in my journal, it's always like, God, why are you making me go through this? Like, why are you, whatever, why? And then it's like, I had a day where I didn't have a panic attack. Like, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And so it's cool to like go through and see like, why? Oh, yay, this is awesome. And then why? And, you know, and like, it's, those times are really, really, really hard. And so the littlest victories are just like, I can do this. Like, I'm not going to die. This isn't going to kill me. Like, I can get through it. And then,
I feel like that's, it's a way to kind of track God's faithfulness in your life too.
Yeah.
So in those moments when you have fear, you can look back and see, oh, he's come through time and time again. Yeah. So
that's really good stuff. I love it. It's hard for all of us to really grasp. I mean, I just love everything that you said. I'm going to like rewatch all of this and like take all these notes and good stuff. Thank you for your transparency and just sharing how fear doesn't have to control us, and that at the end of the day, it doesn't win. But also the importance of pausing and reflecting and seeing our victories, because it is a reflection of God's faithfulness. That's huge for the journeys. Thank you. I so appreciate it. Yeah.
Another thing I would say is, if you struggle with fear, you're not alone. And I think that's something that Satan uses. I feel like the biggest tool he uses is to make you think whatever you're struggling with, you're alone in. And that was something, especially as a Christian, like, you think, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, like, I shouldn't be struggling with this. And that's not true at all. Isolation is like awful. It's like the best thing Satan does is get you to isolate yourself. So
and fear wants to isolate you. It's because then it knows that you won't break free and you won't find that freedom and you won't celebrate the victories because you'll be in your own head. That's a really good point. Thank you for sharing that. If all of you are not in Nashville and you don't have the chance to meet Heather in person, make sure to follow her on social media. Check out her blog. Check out her writing. She has incredible words to share, words of wisdom for all of us. And thank you, Heather. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.